Welcome to Wise Elders Stories channel. Subscribe to Wise Elders Stories channel for more valuable insights. Have you ever pondered the destination of all the energy you've devoted to assisting others? You offered your time, your patience, your love, and your care, yet when it comes to your own needs, who is there to support you? As we grow older, we often realize that the world doesn't pause to recognize our contributions. The younger generation is preoccupied with their own lives, and those we've aided may not return the favor in the manner we anticipated. In this video, we will delve into a vital truth, the significance of putting yourself first in your later years. You'll discover how to reclaim your energy, peace, and self-respect without guilt. We will explore how to establish boundaries, cease the pursuit of validation from others, and discover joy in the simple pleasures of life without relying on anyone else. By the end of this video, you will have actionable steps to take charge of your well-being and understand the importance of stopping the quest for approval from others. We will uncover why silence can hold more power than words, how to observe without interference, and why prioritizing yourself is the ultimate act of self-care. Embrace your true power and seize this opportunity to live a life filled with dignity, peace, and happiness. Stay with us until the end. You deserve to learn how to live fully and without regret. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and activate the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any updates. Your support is invaluable, and if you found this video helpful, consider liking and sharing it to help spread these important lessons. If this topic resonates with you, let your voice be heard. Kindly comment 1 if you agree, or 0 if you have suggestions for how I can enhance my videos for you. Now, let's delve into a common misconception that often arises as people age, the belief that the world will take a moment to recognize and appreciate the contributions they've made throughout their lives. However, as we all understand, life doesn't function in that manner. The world continues to advance without pause, and no one lingers for anyone else. Meanwhile, the younger generation faces their own challenges, striving to establish their identity in an ever-evolving landscape. As with those who came before, this cycle persists, unyielding and relentless. The individual, having devoted countless years to offering their time, energy, love, and support, now finds themselves at a pivotal juncture, pondering the path ahead. The pressing inquiry shifts from the ability to keep giving to the necessity of it. Should they persist in exhausting themselves for the sake of others, ensuring everyone else's well-being while they themselves feel depleted, or will they choose a different course? The courageous and essential choice to prioritize oneself at last. Will they finally dedicate themselves to their own well-being after years of putting others first? Aging is not a moment to pursue others for validation or acceptance. No, aging is a moment to reclaim what has been relinquished over time, the energy, the tranquility, the self-worth. This is the moment to establish boundaries, to decline when needed, to resist being pulled into unneeded commitments that benefit no one, especially not ourselves. It's about letting go of an intense desire to be of service to others often leads to neglecting oneself. However, shifting that focus inward is not an act of selfishness, despite what some may say. Prioritizing your well-being, joy, and tranquility is essential, especially after years of putting others first. This is a time for self-love and self-compassion. Embrace the opportunity to delve into those forgotten passions, to finally read the books that have been collecting dust, and to take solitary walks in nature without feeling guilty. Embrace mindfulness to uncover joy in the small moments. These simple pleasures are not mere indulgences but essential to our well-being. You've devoted so much of your energy to others, and now it's time to care for your own spirit. As we age, our energy transforms into a rare and valuable resource, not something to be wasted on those who fail to appreciate it, on individuals who constantly take without giving back. Reclaiming your energy is not an act of selfishness, it is a necessary step for self-preservation. Letting go of others but embracing yourself. You've devoted so much to those around you, and now it's time to turn that care inward. This isn't a betrayal of your loved ones, rather, it's a celebration of the love and respect you owe yourself after years of nurturing others. Silence, oh silence, holds a depth of wisdom that is frequently overlooked. In our youth, we often feel compelled to voice our thoughts, to justify our existence, to demonstrate our worthiness. Engaging in perpetual discussions, we strive to clarify misconceptions, raising our voices in the hope of being acknowledged and comprehended. Yet, with age comes the awareness of the fruitlessness of this endeavor. The majority do not listen to grasp the essence, but rather to counter. They are not in pursuit of insight, but rather affirmation, eager for their convictions to be validated rather than questioned. In this context, silence emerges as a formidable force. It does not signify frailty or inaction. Instead, silence embodies strength. Control is strength. Speaking too much often reveals insecurity and a desperate need for validation. However, when one masters the art of silence, a profound connection to the surrounding world unfolds. They cease to react, avoiding the distractions of noise, and begin to observe. New insights emerge, revealing the masks people wear and the illusions they craft. This understanding clarifies when a conversation merits engagement and when it is wiser to simply let it pass. As we age, we come to understand that many disputes, regardless of their intentions or rationality, rarely culminate in resolution. Individuals often cling tightly to their viewpoints, resistant to change and growth. Thus, why expend energy attempting to persuade them? Why engage in conflicts that do not belong to us? The reality is that with age comes the wisdom to discern what truly merits our time and effort. Is it worthwhile to become entangled in fruitless arguments? Is it necessary to justify our positions? To those who have firmly established their opinions about us, is it worthwhile to defend a choice, a decision, or a belief to someone who is unwilling to listen? The answer is evident: none of it holds value. The instant we cease the compulsion to explain ourselves, to justify every decision, and to seek understanding, we unlock a profound sense of liberation. We escape the confines of pointless disputes and no longer feel exhausted by conversations that yield no results. We come to understand that, in many instances, silence conveys more than words ever could. Opting for silence does not mean isolation does not equate to withdrawing from the world. Rather, it involves the careful selection of when and where to express oneself. It encompasses the understanding that not every thought warrants verbalization, not every disagreement requires a response, and not every individual deserves our time or energy. When chosen wisely, silence transforms into a shield, a means of safeguarding our peace. It embodies the wisdom of discerning when to engage and when to retreat, allowing us to conserve our energy and protect our hearts. There exists an undeniable wisdom in the art of observation and in the quiet act of waiting. In permitting life to unfold at its own rhythm, unburdened by our impatience, one discovers that true strength does not stem from the volume of words uttered or the intensity with which one seeks to dominate their surroundings. Authentic power resides in the quiet depths of comprehension, a form of understanding that transcends the need for verbal expression. Silence is not merely the lack of words, it embodies a wealth of profound wisdom. As we age, we are bestowed with a fresh perspective, one that enables us to take a moment away from the frantic pace of existence, allowing ourselves to release the incessant desire for control, and instead, simply to witness. In our youth, there exists an overwhelming compulsion to mend everything in our surroundings. We carry a profound, instinctual obligation to rectify what appears amiss, to steer others clear of the missteps we dread they might encounter, and to dispense advice in hopes of shielding them from suffering. Our intentions are rooted in a desire to illuminate the path, to spare them from the lessons we endured through hardship. Yet, as time unfolds, we gradually come to grasp a deeper truth that can be profoundly disconcerting. Many individuals resist guidance, preferring not to have insights presented to them on a silver platter, regardless of our intentions to assist. They yearn to forge their own paths, even if those paths mirror the challenging journeys we have traversed. This truth is both stark and freeing. The more we attempt to share our insights, the more we encounter pushback. Ultimately, we come to understand that personal development cannot be imposed. It must be cultivated through lived experiences and often through missteps. If you are still engaged with this video and if you find these lessons useful, please leave a comment below to let me know you're still with me. This realization shifts everything. Rather than rushing to correct, we come to understand that sometimes the most powerful action is to step back and allow life to unfold in its own time. We start to appreciate the value of silence and detachment. From this perspective, we gain a deeper understanding of human nature, recognizing who is truly genuine, who speaks from a place of strength, and who does not. Insecurity reveals how individuals expose their genuine selves not through spoken words but through their actions in solitude. It is during those silent moments of honesty that we truly understand another person. As we mature, the urge to intervene diminishes. We come to recognize that attempting to manage or amend the lives of others often results in frustration and disillusionment. When our counsel goes unheeded, it hurts. When we pour our energy into altering someone, only to witness them repeat the same patterns, it can be disheartening. Errors can be draining, yet we come to realize that wisdom alone cannot compel change. Individuals will navigate their lives according to their own perspectives, irrespective of their experiences or insights. They must pursue their journeys just as we did in our younger days. No explanation can substitute for personal experience, and at times, the most valuable gift we can provide is the freedom to make their own choices, regardless of whether those choices result in triumph or setback. Allowing space does not signify a lack of concern. On the contrary, it reflects a deeper understanding. Recognizing that not everything is within our control involves acknowledging that we cannot and should not attempt to dictate every moment of another's life. It requires the patience to observe without the compulsion to intervene and to listen without the desire to correct. This embodies a wisdom that helps us maintain our peace while remaining attuned to the world around us. When we release the need to fix, we discover a deeper understanding of others, seeing them for who they truly are rather than through the filter of our own perceptions. Guidance or interventions often emerge not from external sources but through the choices we make, the actions we take, and the stillness we embrace. It is within this profound, quieter comprehension that genuine clarity arises. With this clarity comes a peace that no amount of debate, no well-intentioned counsel, and no effort to dominate could ever offer. As we age, we increasingly recognize that one of life's most significant sources of suffering stems from the desire for approval. We invest years, sometimes our whole lives, crafting our decisions, actions, and even our identities based on the perceptions of others. We often find ourselves yearning for validation from our families, friends, colleagues, and even strangers. It feels as if our worth hinges on the approval of others. This longing to be accepted and recognized as valuable is a fundamental aspect of our humanity, yet it also stands as one of the heaviest burdens we bear as we age. As we navigate through life, this craving for external validation gradually loses its significance. With each experience, struggle, and lesson learned about ourselves, it becomes increasingly evident that no amount of external approval can truly fulfill us. True lasting fulfillment in the twilight years of our lives becomes increasingly significant. There comes a moment when we must reflect on why we still feel the need to prove ourselves after all the years, lessons, and challenges. The desire for approval should diminish, yet many of us remain in pursuit of it, fearful of rejection or feelings of insignificance. We persist in seeking recognition for our sacrifices, yearning for someone, anyone, to acknowledge the value of our struggles. Ultimately, the greatest recognition we can grant ourselves is the ability to cease the pursuit of validation from others and to discover our tranquility within. In this profound realization lies liberation, the liberation to simply exist without the compulsion to demonstrate anything to anyone. It is the liberation to embrace authenticity, to release the craving for approval, and to genuinely live for ourselves. In truth, many individuals are so entangled in their own challenges and daily patterns that they often lack the time or energy to extend to others. The validation we often seek can be a harsh reality. Anticipating someone to notice, applaud, or recognize our efforts often leads to disappointment. The emotional burden of seeking acknowledgement from others can be soul-crushing, especially when that recognition remains elusive. However, releasing this need is one of the most liberating and empowering steps one can take. It transcends merely shedding the desire for praise. It's about reclaiming control over your happiness and peace of mind. The instant you cease to worry about how others perceive you, a profound shift occurs. Ceasing the need to justify every decision and abandoning the urge to fit into expectations that do not benefit you marks the beginning of true authenticity. I've discovered that self-worth is not derived from outside influences, it originates from within. As we age, this realization becomes increasingly evident. The only opinion that should hold weight is our own, yet many are apprehensive, believing that prioritizing oneself leads to selfishness or loneliness. In reality, it is the opposite. It is liberation, a choice to cultivate a space where, in a realm where tranquility reigns supreme, where individual joy is valued above unattainable expectations, and where self-worth surpasses the draining chase for validation, a profound sense of liberation envelopes you. This realization, that pleasing everyone is an impossibility, is not just freeing, it's a breath of fresh air. Not everyone will grasp your essence, cherish your choices, or align with your path, and that truth is not merely acceptable, it's empowering. The concluding segments of existence should not be consumed by frantic efforts. In a world where the quest for recognition often overshadows our true selves, it's essential to embrace your authenticity. This is the moment to stand firm in your identity and live freely, releasing the need for approval. Taking this first step paves the way toward a life without regrets, allowing you to flourish. True peace, I've discovered, stems not from being understood by others but from understanding yourself. Once you arrive at that understanding, the urge to explain, seek validation, or conform to expectations dissipates, leaving you to exist as your most genuine self. There's a profound. The understanding that develops over time reveals that well-being is not merely a luxury or an afterthought, it is an essential requirement. In youth, many erroneously assume they have endless time to prioritize self-care, often sidelining their health, happiness, and peace in favor of work, family, and societal pressures. However, as we grow older, the consequences of such neglect become undeniable. Our bodies and minds demand care, love, and attention, not as an afterthought, but as the foremost priority on our daily agenda. Neglecting this vital aspect can lead to profound repercussions. In the later years of life, we may find ourselves grappling with regret, decline, and missed opportunities. Yet, by prioritizing our health and well-being, these years can transform into a time of growth, fulfillment, and contentment. The reality is that after decades of use, our bodies require respect. We cannot continue to push them to their limits without facing consequences. Regular movement, nourishing food, and proper rest are no longer optional. They form the very foundation of maintaining independence and quality of life. Without them, we face significant risks. Losing our strength, our energy, and ultimately our ability to enjoy the things that truly matter is a poignant reality. It's disheartening that many equate aging with unavoidable frailty, yet I firmly believe that much of the decline observed in our later years is self-imposed. Years spent neglecting our physical health and succumbing to the allure of complacency take their toll. However, those who opt to stay active, who commit to nurturing their bodies through regular exercise, nutritious eating, and thoughtful self-care, often preserve their vitality and resilience. Vitality extends far beyond those who choose to surrender. Mental well-being holds equal, if not greater, importance. The concluding years should not be overshadowed by stress, draining relationships, or relentless worry. This is the moment to embrace peace instead of chaos, joy rather than frustration. Surround yourself with uplifting individuals and activities, not those that weigh you down. Seek out hobbies that bring fulfillment, spend time in nature, engage in enriching conversations, and nurture your mental sharpness. These are the pursuits that truly matter. Will maintain your mental clarity, sharpness, and tranquility because, ultimately, genuine well-being encompasses more than just physical health. It involves fostering your mind, spirit, and sense of identity. If you are still engaged with this video and find these insights valuable, please comment below to let me know you are still with me. Lingering on past regrets, revisiting old conflicts, or clinging to resentment robs us of the peace that everyone rightfully deserves. It is truly disheartening to witness individuals. Individuals often give and give, sometimes to their own detriment in their younger years, only to discover in later years that they feel exhausted, empty, and overlooked. There is an undeniable truth that many overlook. As time marches on, the world does not pause to accommodate anyone. If we do not start prioritizing ourselves, no one else will do it for us. It is disheartening to witness people trapped in a never-ending cycle of pouring their energy into relationships that drain them, engaging in activities that only bring stress, or clinging to obligations that have lost their significance. Why expend valuable energy on matters that drain us emotionally and physically? The reality is that the highest form of self-respect lies in recognizing that prioritizing our well-being is not an act of selfishness, but rather a necessity. It is vital to grasp that nurturing ourselves both physically and mentally is not a privilege. It is the cornerstone for living a life that is meaningful, dignified, and fulfilling. The notion that we must forfeit our own needs for the sake of others is so deeply embedded in many of us. Must confront the idea that our well-being should take precedence, for without it, we cannot genuinely support others in a healthy or sustainable manner. There comes a moment in life when the scales tip, and the weight of realization settles heavily upon us. If we do not choose to prioritize ourselves, no one else will. It's all too easy to fall into the trap of thinking that our sacrifices will be valued, our kindness reciprocated, and our efforts acknowledged. We convince ourselves that the love we invest in others will eventually return to us. Time reveals the stark realities of life, as the years pass and relationships evolve. Those who once poured their hearts into others may find themselves isolated, questioning the absence of gratitude. The effort given is rarely matched, and that realization can be difficult to accept. Yet, this should not lead to bitterness or emotional withdrawal. Instead, it serves as a crucial reminder for us all as we navigate the later chapters of our lives. Life's most significant duty is to oneself. There is no benefit in sacrificing your happiness for those who may never genuinely value your efforts. The energy and love you offer may not always return to you in expected or desired ways, and that is a challenging reality to face. However, once you accept it, you gain the liberation to prioritize your own needs. If you neglect your peace, health, and fulfillment, and fail to actively pursue your joy, you will ultimately be left with emptiness. Regret. Your later years should not be spent in anticipation of others recognizing your worth or valuing the love you've shared. Instead, they should be a period of nurturing self-reliance, reveling in the joy of your own presence, and pursuing inner tranquility. Prioritizing yourself is not an act of selfishness, it is an acknowledgement that your happiness, peace, and well-being are essential. It involves establishing clear boundaries with those who only take without offering anything in return, who drain your spirit without reciprocation. Stepping away from connections that fail to uplift you or ignite your passion is essential. Embrace the journey that empowers you to chase what genuinely resonates with your spirit, free from the need for validation or approval. Life is fleeting, and you owe it to yourself to honor your true self without guilt. You are worthy of experiencing joy, tranquility, and a love that begins within. As we conclude today's conversation, I trust you've gained meaningful perspectives on this vital topic. Prioritizing oneself and embracing self-care, particularly as we age, is not an act of selfishness. Rather, it is one of the most empowering and compassionate choices you can make for yourself and those in your life. So, let me pose a question. What insights have you gained today? What is one practice you intend to incorporate into your life moving forward? I would be eager to hear your thoughts. Please share a key takeaway that struck a chord with you and how you plan to implement it. If you found this video enjoyable, I invite you to leave your comment. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and remember to take care of yourself. You deserve it.